Okay, so hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, and we're going to be doing something a bit different. So I don't think I've seen anybody do anything like this. Might be completely wrong. I might just be ripping it off somebody that I don't know. But either way, we're going to be doing the best we're going to be saying, in my opinion, the best player in every Premier League club. So yeah, all of the clubs are in here, and I mean, I know the season has just started, but I can kind of get a gist of it. And also, if like somebody suddenly turns into a wonder kid, like a new signing or something, and I didn't say them, sorry, but this is just filmed now. So if somebody turns sick, then somebody turns sick. But yeah, let's just kind of get straight into it. So we're going to start off with we're going to do a shout out for each club. So an honourable mention for each club. So we'll start off with Arsenal because they are the top in alphabetical order, and so I'm going to do an honourable mention. I'll do that first. So honourable mention to Lacazette. Lacazette has been around the club for quite a while now, it seems, and he's always seems to be bagging in goals, and he just doesn't quite get the credit he deserves. But the number one spot for Arsenal, I would say, you probably already know, Aubameyang. It's just Aubameyang, isn't he? He's really good. In his first season, he shared a golden boot. And since then, he's still been bagging them in. He won Arteta the FA Cup, and he's helped win multiple trophies I believe. He just helped Arsenal be the club that they are. And I think if he wasn't there, they would be a lot lower down. And for them to keep him is amazing, really. Moving on to Aston Villa now. So, honourable mention to McGinn. McGinn, when he is not injured, he is an amazing player. He can pass a ball really well, and he just works really hard for the team. There's a lot of people like that, and I do respect them as people and players. But you kind of know this. You might know all of these, but try guess all of these, I guess. But yeah, in my opinion, Jack Grealish kind of has to be. He kind of kept them up, and he probably do more for them for every season he's there. Now he's signed a contract till 2024, 2025, and yeah, I mean, it's amazing for him to be staying at Villa, for Villa. And, I mean, there's not really much else to say. He was kind of a youth, he came from the academy, and he stayed there for many years now, and he kind of grew at the club. So, that is Aston Villa's best player. Brighton now, we got the honourable mention for Maupay, however you say it. He's only been in season, he's only had a season here, and, season at Brighton. And he's done very well, to be fair. When they weren't really scoring many goals, he kind of got them back into it by getting them 2 goals against Arsenal. And since then, he's been doing decent. He's their top goal scorer last season, and I think that so far this season, there's only been a few games. And he's a very class striker. But of course, you kind of got to say Lewis Dunk is the best player. First centre back in the list. And he's just really good. He's always there scoring goals, and Chelsea were linked with him for a reason. And he's just very, very good. He's a very English defender as well, and he's really he's really passionate for the club, I would say. So that he is my number one spot for Brighton players. Moving on to Burnley now. So honourable mention to Nick Pope. He is not my number one spot because I just feel like one season isn't quite enough for him to be able to get what he wants out of it. And also honourable mention for Tarkowski. There might be a few honourable mentions for each club, but neither of them got it. Instead, I've chose Chris Wood. Chris Wood, an amazing striker. I thought when Burnley first got him that he would be an amazing striker, and he is. And when he's fully fit, he is unstoppable, really. He was the reason why Burnley were so strong up front and in defence. Well, not in defence, but he was so strong to just always be scoring for Burnley. And him and Ashley Barnes up front were a very good duo. So that's what I'm going to say. That might be a bit, like, people might not agree with that one, but, I guess it is my opinion. Moving on to Chelsea now, I'm just going to shout out anybody they've signed, really. Werner, Ziyech, Havertz, Thiago Silva, Malang Sarr. If any of them turns out good, shout out to them. But my number one spot, because he has been proven last season, Christian Pulisic. He was really, really good last season, and I know you see the memes of him online, but you got to give credit where credit is due. He is an amazing player, and I think if he keeps playing at Chelsea and doesn't get dropped, that he will actually be unstoppable. But if he does get dropped, I feel like he has to kind of get sold, because you can't drop a player of his caliber. So here's my number one spot for Chelsea. Crystal Palace now, honourable mention, Milivojevic. Milivojevic always takes the penalties and the free kicks, and is just a really hard worker, as well as MacArthur and McCarthy. But I am going to be choosing Zaha. Zaha has been at the club for a while now. He always seems like he wants to leave, which isn't really the best for him. But I feel, well, not the best for the club, but I feel when he is wanting to play, he is an amazing player and can do to make something out of nothing. He's just one of them players that can make something out of nothing. His skill is amazing, his shot is amazing, his accuracy is amazing, and he is the number one spot for me for Crystal Palace. So moving on to Everton now. So I've got to give credit to Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin is a very good player, very good striker. Only young though, he didn't score loads that season, but I feel like Ancelotti's really going to get into him this season and he's going to start banging in the goals. But I kind of got to say, Richarlison is the number one spot. Richarlison, like, he is just a very good player. I mean, if Barcelona want to buy him for however much they wanted to spend, I remember it's a stupid amount. I don't quite remember how much though. And they still say no. They must see something amazing in him. And I mean, on the pitch, he is amazing as well. So if he can keep doing well with James Rodriguez, Decore, Alan, and Calvert-Lewin in form, I mean, that would be a really good Everton team. And moving on to Fulham now. Fulham newly promoted. Shout out to Rodak. Rodak, the keeper that helped him get promoted. I feel like a very good player. Doesn't get as much credit as he deserves, but he isn't my number one spot. It kind of has to go to Mitrovic. Mitrovic, top goal scorer, I think, in the league last season, as well as the club. And he's just an amazing player. I feel like he's definitely Prem quality striker. And his shot is amazing. And he just doesn't have too much skill, but he just knows where the goal is. That's the thing. He knows where the goal is and do whatever he can to score. Moving on to Leeds now, another newly promoted side. I'm going to do a honourable mention to Pablo Hernandez, but it's very tight between him and our number one spot, which is Calvin Phillips. So Calvin Phillips, I mean, an amazing CDM, English, and I mean, he's already made it into the England squad when he was in the Championship. He's just that good, and he's just really a solid, well-rounded centre CDM. Sorry. Moving on to Leicester now. So I'm going to give credit to last season, Ricardo Pereira and Ndidi. When Ricardo Pereira's fit, and he's got a few things left that he needs to do just to perfect the right-back position. Other than that, he is a very good right-back. But Ndidi is a very good player as well. Just needs a few more things to get him fully his potential. Fully, sure. But Vardy is the number one, and the light's coming out. Okay, well, I'm going to look really pale now. Sorry about that. I don't know how to sort this. It is very bright. Okay, well, I guess I'm just going to have to look pale. Sorry about that. Wait, unless I can go over here. There we go. I'm still a bit pale, but you know. But yeah, I've got to say Vardy for the number one spot for Leicester, as he's just Vardy, isn't he? Golden Boot winner last season. At 33, he's still just doing amazing. And he just doesn't seem to be stopped. He also holds the record for most goals in consecutive games for a club. And also was a massive key aspect to when they won the league a few seasons ago. Can't forget that. But that is my number one spot. So moving on to Liverpool now. There's a few honourable mentions here. They've just got such a good side. Honourable mentions, Alisson, Henderson, Van Dijk, and Salah. All amazing players. That really was key aspects to them winning the league last season. But Mane has to be my number one spot. I feel he's just so good. It's always between Mane and Salah, but I do think Mane is better on the ball, and he's just more of a, he doesn't have to be in the limelight to be like, he doesn't have to score like loads of goals. He just has to. He's just really good. Like, his off the ball movement is really good. His skills really good. His passing's really good. And his shooting's really good. He still won the Golden Boot, I believe, on his first season or second season, something like that. But he's my number one spot for Liverpool. Moving on to Man City now. Got to give credit to Aguero, amazing player. Just a bit injury prone at the moment, and he's nearing the end of his career. But I kind of just had to put that out there. Also, Laporte as well. Laporte, a very good centre back. Probably the joint best in the league or one of the best in the league, but I gotta give it to De Bruyne. De Bruyne, literally the best player in the league, probably, I would say. And I mean, he's got the stats to show it. He's got the awards to show it. And yeah, it's just De Bruyne. Here. I don't know really what else to say about him because you all know about him. Man United now. I've got to give credit to Bruno Fernandes. I just don't feel he's quite there yet because he's only been at the club for not that long. So I've got to say Rashford. Rashford, he's doing amazing stuff off the pitch and he's doing amazing stuff on the pitch. He's been at the club for a while. He was from their youth academy and also just scores lots of goals and he's just always there. He's been there for ages now. Well, from what it feels like. He's not actually been there for too long, I don't think. Anyway, Newcastle now. So, I've got to give credit to Dubravka. Dubravka won the most amount of saves from a goalkeeper last season. And also just a very, very solid goalie. But I've got to say, St. Maximin is the player. Because last season, what he did was just so good. He turned their season from being really poor to being actually pretty good and having some life in it. And when you got Joe Linton up front, that's quite a hard thing to do. But he did it, so that's why he's my best player from Newcastle. Sheffield United now, got to give credit to Fleck and to Basham. Two amazing players, very English players. But Egan is the player for me. He steps up, he gets the goals, he's like Dunk. He's very strong defender, he's just very good at heading. And he's just, I feel like he's just the best defensive player they have. And I maybe would have given it to Dean Henson last season, but this season I'm going to give it to Egan because I back him to help them get wherever they want to get. Southampton now, got to give credit to Ward-Prowse. It made an England call up and is just a very, very good player. He doesn't get the credit he deserves, I believe. But my top player is Ings. Ings last season was one off getting Golden Boot, but didn't quite get it. And saying he's aging a bit, I don't know how old he is exactly, but aging a bit, he's still scoring. He's still just doing amazing things for the club. So that's why he's my number one spot. Spurs now, got to give credit to Son and Moura, but I got to say Kane. Kane, I don't think he gets the credit he deserves, really. I feel like he's just an amazing player, knows exactly where the goal is all the time, can score anywhere, really, and yeah, he's just a very, very English striker, going on, like, getting the most goals for England. And yeah, he just knows what he's doing. West Brom now, got to give credit to Jake Livermore, but you're going to have to say Pereira, really. Last season, he came in and he got 16 assists, which is just a mad amount of assists. And this season, he's already started off with a very good goal. But hopefully, as a West Brom fan, we'll be able to see more of him this season. So that's why he's my number one spot. West Ham now, got to give credit to Declan Rice. I mean, there's a reason why he's being linked to Chelsea, and he's just a very good defender. I feel like lots of people don't seem to like him, especially Irish people, because he made the switch from Ireland to England, but he's a very good player. But I got to say, Antonio is the player for me. Antonio last season was the reason why they stayed up. If he wasn't at the club, they would have gone down, 100%. And with that 4-goal game, I know it was against Norwich, but still, and he's been at the club for a decent amount of time now, and he's always been good. He's always been there, and he's never had any times where he's been hated or anything like that. And he's a very positive player, I believe. Wolves now, we've got to give credit to Connor Cody. Connor Cody is a young player who's, I believe, come from their academy. Not certain on that, but he has made his first England call-up, so congratulations to him. But I got to say, Jimenez is the player I'm going to be picking because what can't he do, really? Like, he's just really, really good. And he just makes everybody around him look 10 times better because of what he can do. And soon he might end up getting a move. But if he doesn't, then fair play. He's just staying loyal to his club. But that is the end of the video. If you did like my kind of like this type of video, do like the video. And if you have any kind of changes that you would say, put that in the comments below. And yeah, if you have not already subscribed, you need to go down and press that button. And yeah, thanks for watching.